Alright, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Basically, this is, this article, right, on this whole immigration, thing that, has been going on lately. Okay, and, them separating the children from their parents, okay, and holding them in detention centers. Okay, and now Trump is saying basically that with the solution to that is to detain basically their parents with them, and this is basically leading to those FEMA camps. Okay, then they're claiming, it's just a detention center, so on and so forth. No, all right, that's what these FEMA camps are going to be for. Okay, especially in the times we're coming into. All right, this is just a guise for them to get to where they want to be. Exactly. All right, but this is just that start. They need that cover story. So I'm gonna read the article. It says, Trump admits Trump administration's 10 cities cost more than keeping migrant kids with parents. It says separating kids from their parents will cost the administration more than placing them in permanent structures or keeping them with their parents. All right, permanent structures. All right, look at those pictures right there, man. It says immigrant children, many of whom have been separated from their parents under the Trump administration's zero tolerance policy, are being housed in tents next to the Mexican border in Tornillo, Texas. Washington, the cost of holding migrant children who have been separated from their parents is newly created tent cities. All right, is $775 per person per night, according to an official at the Department of Health and Human Services. Now they're trying to make this about the cost and so on and so forth, man. We looking at what they're actually doing. All right, newly created tent cities. Okay, so it says, and that's why they're closing down so many of these stores, these Walmarts and these Toys R Us and all of that, because they're gonna turn them into FEMA camps, man. They know exactly what they're doing. All right. It says, according to an official at the Department of Health and Human Services, far higher than the cost of keeping children with their parents in detention centers or holding them in more permanent buildings. You got that? More permanent buildings. What do you think? What exactly do you think those permanent buildings are? All right. It says the reason for high cost, the official and several former officials told NBC News, is that the sudden urgency to bring in security, air conditioning, medical workers, and other government contractors far surpasses the cost of structures that are routinely staffed. All right, so hey man, and it's not far from them to just hold them in detention centers or quote unquote permanent structures without these things like air conditioners and medical workers and so on and so forth. All right. They could say it costs too much, and then they just throw them in there, because real soon that's what they're gonna be doing. All right. It says it costs $256 per person per night to hold children in permanent HHS facilities like Casa Padre and Brownsville, Texas, and keeping children and their with their parents in detention centers like the one run by the U.S. Customs and Immigration Enforcement in Diley, Texas, costs $298 per resident per night, according to an agency estimate when it awarded the contract for the facility in 2014. So basically, if they're claiming that it's too expensive to keep them in these detention centers, then they're trying to find a way. They're gonna come up with something. Oh, well, we need to find a way in which we can still keep them with their parents. All right, we're still gonna detain them, but we'll keep them with their parents. It's just gonna be in cheaper facilities, or some FEMA camps. That way it's a big place. We can hold more than one person and it doesn't cost so much. They might just come out with something like that. But hey, this is all the Lord's plan. So we'll see. It says at those prices, Slacky about that. You got some people out here going crazy. It says, at those prices, the additional cost to operate a 400-bed temporary structure for 1 month at capacity would be more than $5 million. The average stay for separate kids is nearly 2 months. Real soon is not going to be that, man. All right. It says the HHS official said the agency is aggressively looking for potential sites for more tent cities to accommodate the surge of migrant children who have been separated from their parents by the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy on illegal border crossing. So they're looking for more potential sites, all right, for more tent cities. Hey, they're building FEMA camps. They are trying to build if they haven't already, all right, but they got these, and they're doing it all around the world, man. It says Trump administration, and it only begins with this. Okay, it only begins, and they show you in movies like man, there's this one movie I forgot the name of it, but they show you where the dude basically he's living a quote unquote regular life. He comes out the bank and there's a big explosion one day. Okay, and after that everything changed. All right, they're under a completely militarized state, so on and so forth. And then you can see they got people who are not registered in the system. All right, they got them trapped in some form of cages, or their version of FEMA camps. Okay, I forgot. I can't remember the name of the movie right now, Slovakia. But hey, they show you that, so it all begins with this. Okay, but we know they don't really care about these kids, man. All right, they just using this to push their agenda. All right, it says here, the Trump administration announced its zero-tolerance policy in April. Adults crossing between border checkpoints are criminally charged, and children traveling with them are separated and placed in temporary shelters, so they say. Prior to zero tolerance, children and parents were kept together in ICE detention facilities for a maximum of 20 days before they were released with an ankle monitor to await their court hearing. The agency is currently exploring places to build temporary facilities at an Air Force base in Little Rock, Arkansas, and land formerly run by USDA in Arizona. Why an Air Force base? It says, as of Wednesday, according to the Department of Homeland Security, 2,300 children have been separated from their parents since the Trump administration began. Separating migrant children from their parents in May, that number is expected to grow more rapidly as the Trump administration streams more resources to the border for apprehending, transporting, and detaining immigrants. HHS has said it is holding nearly 12,000 immigrant children, most of whom cross without a parent or legal guardian. The agency says the children stay in HHS facilities for 57 days on average before they are sent to live with a relative or placed in foster care. Well, that's what they say. All right, but hey, these FEMA camps and there was another thing too, saying how before this whole thing even came out, there was already private companies and so on who had already started building these tents and these quote unquote permanent structures. So it's not a new thing, man. Okay, it's gonna come, man. And once all hell breaks loose, man. Okay, it's gonna and they bring that martial law troops to try and restore the order. You best believe you're going to be seeing a lot of this. You're going to have people who go into the camps willingly, all right? But you're going to also have, and it's funny because, it's a balance, They don't want to come to our camp. They don't want to come to the righteous camp. And by righteous camp, I mean like actually coming out to where brothers are at because, that's what we call it, camp, okay? Coming out and inquire. They don't want that. There's camps all over the world. They don't want to come to those camps, but they'd rather end up at Esau's camp, his FEMA camp. Okay, because when that time comes, you best believe you're going to be having people going there thinking it's a fallout shelter. Okay, you're going to have people thinking it's a fallout shelter, but guess what? Well, they're going to be falling out of their lives over there. Okay, they're going to trick people in there, and some people, they're just going to throw them in there. They might transport you to some FEMA camp that you don't even know where it's at, separate you from your kids, because they will do that. All right, read the FEMA the executive orders, the power that FEMA gets granted in the state of emergency. I believe the brother in London, Rakai Kwam, he did a video a while back on that. Okay, on how the FEMA has the power, all right, in the state of emergency to separate you from their kids, to own you, you know, own your property, repossess everything you have, repossess you and your kids. Okay, so when that time comes, man, it's not, if you don't have the Lord with you, you ain't got nothing, because the law ain't gonna protect you. The law is gonna be against you. Everything is gonna be against you. All right. It says here, Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Okay, woe unto you, because what you're gonna get is destruction, man. Okay, you're either gonna get tossed into a FEMA camp, you're gonna get killed, or you're gonna willingly go there and then get killed. All right, or get caught outside in these streets. Okay, because it's gonna be worse than the purge out here. All right, you're gonna have demons, wild animals. The Lord is gonna wild out on this place, man. Okay, and we just pray we're counted worthy, all right, to be of that elect that gain salvation and are exempt from this judgment. Okay, but hey, you know, that was an interesting article that through the Spirit I wanted to bring out. You know, Lord willing, it was edifying unto the elect. You know, just keep watching, man. Prophecies are happening. We're seeing the great setup. We're seeing things being set up, man. Okay. You know, Trump is out here with his space force, which we know what that's going to lead to. Okay. These nations are all slamming the U.S. with these tariffs, which we know what that's going to lead to. So the Lord is setting it all up on different avenues, man. The economic avenue, all right. The physical space war, because there is going to be a war in space. He's setting it all up. And because we know the end game, we can see what it's going to lead to. And it shows us how close we're getting. Okay? So, you know, just keep watching these signs, man. Keep your eyes on the news. Keep looking out for these articles, man. Okay? Because these things are happening, but they're not being really spoken of on the news. And it's our job as prophets, okay, to bring it out. So I'm ending off with this precept here. Also in Isaiah 62:6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. Who are those watchmen? The prophets. Okay? Us, the men of the Lord. The men of the Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Why is it called watchmen? Because, like, you know, the prophets were also called seers. Okay? And the watchman, what does he do? He sees, he watches. All right? For evil. It says, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Because there's so much going on that, and the knowledge the Lord has blessed us with, you're not supposed to hold your peace if you have this knowledge. You should be constantly prophesying. If that's the spirit the Lord has put on you, the spirit of prophecy, and he's giving you the knowledge, you're supposed to be constantly prophesying. All right? Whenever you get the chance, whenever the spirit is on you, you got to do it. All right? That's why it says, we shall never hold their peace day nor night. Because if you go on the YouTube, all you see is videos, man. And best believe these people know. Okay, they've seen the videos. There's no excuse. They know what's going on, man. Okay, because you see brothers doing live streams in the evening, the morning, in the afternoon. You see brothers putting up videos constantly, man. All right. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. Yeah, we're not keeping silent. Okay, because that's just the spirit the Lord has put on us, and we're trying to get out of here, man. So we're gonna keep on right, like it says here, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So we're not gonna give the Lord rest until he sends Yahushua back to enforce the kingdom of heaven. Okay, that's what we want. So we're gonna keep on asking for it, and we're gonna keep on doing the right thing that's gonna lead to that. Okay, so you know, with that, all right. I hope it was edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. And until next time, I say Shalom.